They didn't just walk in, they arrived like the main event the universe had been hyping for centuries. The kind of presence that makes conversations stutter, eyes linger, and old enemies check if their Wi-Fi is working because surely they just saw a ghost. But no, that's not a ghost. That's someone who didn't just win. They collected victory like it was rent money, and the world was late on payment. This isn't your everyday success story. This is the type of win that makes people send awkward congratulations from fake accounts just to say they were there when it happened. They didn't just beat the game, they rewrote the cheat codes, reset the scoreboard, and made sure their name was permanently engraved at the top. You can't teach this kind of energy. It's not luck and it's not timing. It's a mix of grit, grace, and the type of stubbornness that laughs in the face of impossible. The legend didn't just show up for the fight, they became the fight. Every move, every word, every silence felt intentional, like they'd already seen the ending and were just here for the encore. And the best part, they didn't need to roar to be heard. Their quiet carried further than any noise their doubters could make. They became living proof that sometimes the loudest statement you can make is walking in like you own the place, and then actually owning it. They don't take the crown by storming the gates. They take it by making the gates open themselves. No noise, no mess, just quiet precision that leaves people wondering if they lost a battle they didn't even know they were fighting. They've mastered the kind of win that doesn't require a spotlight, the kind that announces itself in the silence after everyone else has run out of things to say. When they walk into a room, nothing is loud, but everything changes. Voices drop, eyes flicker, that nervous laugh people do when they're trying not to stare. It follows them like an echo. It's not fear in the Hollywood sense, no chase scenes or raised fists. It's a subtler fear, the kind that comes from realizing someone could dismantle you without even raising their voice. Enemies expect revenge to be loud, ugly, obvious. They prepare for shouting matches, public call-outs, dramatic confrontations. What they get instead is a slow, surgical removal from the legend's orbit. And that's far worse, because when the legend goes quiet, it's not absence, it's strategy. Silence becomes the sharpest blade in the room, and everyone knows it. They've turned calm into a form of dominance. No clapping back, no social media, subtle posts, just results. It's unsettling to watch someone win without looking like they even tried. It's not luck, it's discipline, it's self-control. It's knowing you don't have to chase what's already yours. And the truth is, people feel safer when they're liked by someone like this. Not because they're generous with praise, but because if you're not on the right side, you feel the temperature drop. They don't need to announce you're out of their life. You just feel it. Suddenly the doors don't open the same. The air feels different. Opportunities shift. That's what happens when your presence is power and your absence is punishment. They weren't handed their crown. They built it, forged it out of every insult, every betrayal, every night they had to swallow words they wanted to scream. Pain didn't just visit them, it unpacked a suitcase, and instead of breaking under the weight, they picked it up and started building. Every hurt became a brick, every loss a lesson, every you can't became another floor on the empire they were quietly constructing. People like to think power comes from perfect conditions, the right place, the right time, the right connections. Not here. This wasn't a rise born from comfort. This was a slow burn in the dark, The kind of transformation you don't notice until one day the person you thought you knew is unrecognizable and somehow unstoppable. They didn't just bounce back from rock bottom, they redesigned it. They took the blueprint of their worst days and built staircases instead of cages. While others were gossiping, they were grinding. While others were celebrating their downfall, they were making plans in silence. And when they finally stepped back into the light, they didn't just return, they arrived with interest. Now the same voices that laughed are suddenly quiet. The same people who tried to shut doors are asking for meetings. It's poetic, really, watching someone use the exact tools meant to destroy them as the foundation for their success. That's not survival, that's artistry. And the most dangerous part, they remember everything, every name, every smirk, every backhanded comment, not to plot revenge, but to stay reminded of what they've overcome. Because when you've built yourself from scratch, you don't just hold your power, you protect it like it's sacred. And in their case, it is. They didn't ask to be the example. Life just kept pushing them into the role until they wore it like a tailored suit. Now people study their moves the way rookies study championship games. Every choice, every silence, every comeback becomes a lesson in how to survive with style. They're not just living their story, they've turned it into the manual other people quote without giving credit. Even the ones who once doubted them are taking notes. The same critics who rolled their eyes now mimic their tone, their strategy, their way of holding a room. It's not flattery, it's quiet admission. They've become the standard, the mark everyone is trying to hit, whether they admit it or not. But the legend doesn't chase validation. They don't care about applause because they learned long ago that praise is just as fickle as criticism. Their focus is legacy, building something so solid it outlives gossip, so undeniable it can't be rewritten. And that's exactly what's happening. Friends of friends whisper about them like they're telling a story from a sacred text. Did you hear how they handled that? Did you see how they came back from that? The awe is real, but so is the unease. Because deep down, people realize you can't fake this kind of transformation. You can't skip the chapters of pain and still get the same ending. Their path isn't a shortcut. It's a master class in resilience, discipline, and timing. And while others chase quick wins, they've become proof that the long game always pays off bigger. They didn't just bounce back. They made bouncing back look like an art form. And now, whether they like it or not, they are the blueprint, not because they wanted the title, but because they're the only one who earned it. It's not the kind of fear you see in movies. No running, no screaming. It's the kind that settles in quietly and never leaves. The kind that makes people glance over their shoulder in conversations, just in case. Their name isn't shouted, it's whispered, like saying it too loud might summon them. That's the power they hold now, presence without presence. Former rivals feel it most. They live in a constant state of almost mentioning their name, almost asking where they are, almost daring to believe they're forgotten. But they're never forgotten, because when someone like this has been in your life, the imprint doesn't fade. Every decision you make carries a little weight of, what if they came back? It's in the way rooms go still when their story is told. It's in the way people avoid eye contact when someone brings them up. It's not that they're dangerous in the obvious ways. It's that they've proven they can end things without raising a hand or raising their voice. And that's far more terrifying. And here's the truth. No one says out loud. The fear isn't just about what they could do. It's about what they've already done. They've already walked away from battles other people would have died fighting. They've already turned enemies into footnotes and turned pain into proof. They've already shown they can win without even playing by the rules. That's why their silence isn't just absence. It's a warning, the kind you feel in your bones. It says, I'm not here right now, but I could be. And the possibility alone keeps people in line. That's what real power looks like, not having to use it because everyone knows you have it. They didn't just win, they rewrote what winning means. No parade, no loud announcement, just a presence that lingers like a shadow you can't step out of. The legend isn't chasing glory, they are glory. And the real twist, their silence says more than their words ever could. They're not just a chapter you remember, they're the book you'll never finish.